Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video we're going to talk Star Collecting Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're taking a look at the Kharadron Overlords, and in particular the brand new Army of Renown, the Grundstock Expeditionary Force. Now in this video we're going to talk about all the special rules for the Grundstock Expeditionary Force and how it works, before looking at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for the faction. We'll then look at some other units we can use to expand upon those first couple of initial purchases, and finally finish off the video with a little sample arm list of 1,000 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own force of the Kharadron Overlords using the Grundstock Expeditionary Force Army of Renown. And so, to begin with, first of all, we have these special rules. There's a few of these, and as an aside as well, there are some rules with this that come into play when you're playing this army. You can only have heroes and units with the Grundstock keyword in your force, and you also don't get access to any of the regular allegiance abilities or enhancements, any of that. The only thing you will get in an Army of Renown is a terrain piece if you do have access to one. Now, with that said, only the best is the first of our rules. This means that all units in the Grundstock Expeditionary Force gain the battle line keyword. And then we've also got Grudge Settler Protocols. This allows us in any phase, each time a friendly Grundstock Expeditionary Force has shot or fought for the first time in that phase, you can roll a dice. On a 4+, they can shoot or fight again for a second time. However, you must subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made in this way. Designers note this ability can be used in your opponent's turn after a Grundstock Expeditionary Force unit shoots with the Unleash Hell command, so definitely some really cool things to play around with there on how you can sort of activate this. Now we then also have rapid redeployment. Each time a friendly Grundstock Gunhauler makes a normal move, you can effectively pick up a unit of your Grundstock units, someone from the Grundstock Expeditionary Force with a wounds characteristic of 6 or less, that's within 3 inch, and move them off the table. Then you move your Grundstock Gunhauler in any way you want, and the unit you've picked up also can have previously moved in the turn, so you can move into range of your Gunhauler. You then move the Gunhauler and place the unit back down within 3 inch of where the Gunhauler ends its move. Units transported in this way can't make charge moves, however, but really cool for getting some of your shorter arms fire into range, and it helps definitely with the mobility of the force as well. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. And so, where to begin with this force? First of all, I think the Etheric Navigator is a fantastic character to begin with for the force. You definitely have access to all the characters, so any of your normal characters really suit, but I think the Etheric Navigator for me has some really interesting rules that work nicely with all the little abilities we're going to get. Now, none more so here than the Read the Winds ability, and it's particularly the favourable conditions. What this does is you are allowed to roll 6 dice. You can either choose to inflict some mortal wounds on your enemies with the Aether Storm, or favourable conditions, you then can instead pick one different friendly sky vessel within 30 inch of this model for each 6 you rolled from those 6 dice, and they can make a normal move of D3 plus 3 inches in the phase, in your hero phase, which is really cool. Now, this also means that you would be able to pick up your units and move them along with the Gunhaulers as well, because there's nothing in the allegiance ability rules for the Expeditionary Force that say the movement has to be done in the movement phase to activate the ability. You've also got the Aether Sight ability, which does allow you to dispel one endless spell at the start of your hero phase and attempt to unbind one spell in the same manner as a wizard, which is cool for some nice little magical protection. Now, joining this character, we then have the Grundstock Thunderers. These are going to be, I guess, the backbone of your force. Grundstock Thunderers have a variety of different weapons. They have, a mix of different armament. This means you can have a variety of different profiles on them. You do generally have to include one of each special weapon before you can start including 2 of each, so there's definitely some ways you have to sort of build the force up. But for me, I think they're really nice. You've got your Banner Bearers in there as well, which can add some bravery to take you up to a respectable bravery 8 on the unit. And they've got 2 wounds and 3+ save each, so pretty solid all round. Some of those special rules, you have the Choking Fug rule, which allows you, even when you attack with the Etheric Fumigator into an enemy unit. In addition, at the end of the combat phase, you can pick an enemy unit within 3 inches of this model, and on 2+, the enemy unit will suffer D3 mortal wounds, which is really cool. Explosive Shells means your Grundstock Mortar actually gets more hits against large enemy units to a maximum of 5 hits. And Suppressing Fire, if this unit actually shoots someone, they can make them -1 to hit if they can roll above their bravery and add the amount of wounds they've caused to their roll. If this exceeds your opponent's bravery, they become suppressed. Now, looking at where to go next, the Grundstock Gunhauler is obviously the other Grundstock unit in the force. 10 wounds and 3+ save. It's a pretty solid little boat. Now, they do have the option of 2 main weapons. You've got the Sky Cannon, which has 2 weapon profiles, either as a more sort of horde killing profile, or it's got a shell profile, which is a little bit more damaging and has higher rend. Or you've got the Drill Cannon, which has the potential for some mortal wounds. Other than that, you've got Aether Shot Carbines as well coming out of the crew. Now, you've got a few special rules. A head full means once per battle you can actually add an extra 6 inches to your movement. Really cool with all the abilities we get. And you've got bomb racks for some little mortal wound potential in close combat as well. Now, if we are going to look at other characters, some of them are really fun to bring. First of all, the Arcanor Admiral. He's a pretty solid combat character all in all to start with. 6 wounds, 3+ save, and his Sculf Hammer is 3 attacks at 3s and 3s, rend 2, damage 3. Now, he's got a few abilities. First of all, he's got Bring Every Gun to Bear, which is a command you can use on friendly sky vessels to add 1 to their attacks. And you've also got Command the Skies, which allows you to reroll run rolls. In addition, you can run and still shoot with your sky vessel. You use this on as well, which is really nice. Now, you've then got Grudge Breaker rounds as his last thing he can give to a friendly unit in the shooting phase, and this allows them to get some extra rend on their weapons. Speaking of buff characters, you then have the Aether Chemist, who has a very similar ability with the Etheric Augmentation, but this actually allows you to affect missile weapons and allows you to affect 1 unit more than once per game, so you can use this every turn. Atmospheric Isolation as well gives you a nice little aura of -1 to hit melee when you're around this character. The last character I want to talk about now is a character that can't be taken around by Grundstock Gunhaulers, but with a movement of 12, this character can fly around and stick near them. You've got 3+ save, 8 wounds. This, of course, is the Engine Master with Dirigible Suit. Now, on top of that, you've got the ability to heal some of your friendly sky vessels for 3 wounds if it's nearby. And you've also got a decent combat profile and a decent shooting profile on the model as well to punch in some decent power to your force. Alright, and so here we have our sample army list, obviously playing in the army renowned the Grundstock Expeditionary Force, because, well, that's what the video's about. And so we've gone the grand strategy, Slaughter of Sorcery. I think at the moment this is a fun little one to pick. We've got the ability to sort of move around and even pick out wizards that are trying to hide behind units, and we've got the firepower to potentially take out some larger wizards. And no triumph for this force because we are a perfect 1,000 points. Unless you're playing maybe a Path to Glory game and you've got a little bit of extra points left over, you're not going to get one in this. Leader-wise, though, we've got the Arcanor Admiral, who's going to be our general. He's pretty survivable and probably the most out of all our foot heroes. Now, we've gone the Command Trait Entrenchment Expert, and this is really fun. When we use the all-out defense on a unit in this army, we will also give them a 5-up ward as well, which is really nice. On top of that, the Artifact Etheric Nullifier gives us a nice bit of magical protection on top of the Aether Chemist we've taken as well. And then we've also got the Etheric Navigator in there as well, just really, really useful for this force. For battle line, we have 2 units of 5 Grundstock Thunderers with all the weapon loadouts, and then we have 2 Grundstock Gunhaulers. For me, I think there's definitely a place for both weapons. I probably prefer the Sky Cannon, but if you're looking to maybe paint up some models that are a little bit different, a weapon of each could be easily done as well. Now, this whole force is wrapped up in a battle regiment, so it's a 1-drop force. Perfect 1,000 points, 56 wounds on the table, no reinforced units or allies. If you've got some ideas, though, on your own Grundstock Expeditionary Force army, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And that's the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. You can use one of our affiliate links to Gap Games or Element Games if you're in Australia or the United Kingdom, or you can subscribe to our YouTube members or Patreon, or grab some merch from our merch stores on Teespring or Ko-fi. All the best ways to help support the channel. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patrons: Broken Chef, Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Outer and Shot First, Kenny Lowell and Soren. And to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle and Gargamel196. Thank you all once again for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.